The Chocolate Covered Cookie Tantrum by Deborah Blumenthal. Pictures by Harvey Stevenson. Late one afternoon, on the way home from the park, Sophie saw a girl eating a chocolate-covered cookie. It looked delicious. Sophie wanted one too. "I want a cookie," said Sophie. "I want that cookie." "I'm sorry," said her mother. "I don't have any cookies now, and it's almost time for supper." But Sophie didn't care about supper. She wanted a chocolate-covered cookie. "I want one," Sophie yelled. "I want one." "I know you do," said her mother, "but I don't have one." "Get one!" yelled Sophie, shaking her arms and legs and dropping to the ground. "I want one!" she yelled, shaking her head from side to side, banging her feet on the ground. "I want a cookie! I want a cookie!" "Sophie," said her mother, "let's go home and then we'll see about cookies." But Sophie didn't want to go home. She didn't want supper. She just wanted the cookie. The cookie! The cookie! She cried and cried and cried to get the cookie. She cried so much that her face felt hot as a pepper. She was so mad she couldn't stop. She kicked her legs into the air and pounded her heels into the ground. She kicked and pounded and kicked and pounded and kicked and kicked and kicked and kicked. She rubbed her sneakers into the sidewalk and rolled her head back and forth and rocked it up and down. "Sophie," her mother asked, "do you want to finish your banana?" "No!" yelled Sophie. "No banana, no banana, no banana." She didn't want bananas. She just wanted the cookie. The cookie! The cookie! Sophie cried and cried and cried and cried and cried and cried until the trees and the ground and the sky started to rumble and tumble and spin and turn and go around and around and around and around and around until everything stopped. Then she took a big shaky breath and got up. "I want my blanket," said Sophie. "Here," said her mother. Sophie pulled it into her face. "Now we'll go," said her mother. "Mm-mm," said Sophie. She took her mother's hand and they walked home. On the couch, she fell asleep, and when she woke up, she ate all her supper until there was nothing left. Then her mother surprised her. She put a chocolate-covered cookie on her plate. Sophie took a big bite. A smile spread over her face. "I like cookies," said Sophie. "Yes," said her mother, "I know you do." The end.